So both what I was talking. Both the commodity price were equal in the beginning stage. After that, one commodity price has increased, substitute commodity price, and another substitute commodity price has declined. Because of that, this particular commodity increase in price, demand declines, and other commodity there is no change or decline in the price or no increase in the price, but the quantity demand has increased. When we measure these two, the quantity demand of a commodity coffee and the price of the commodity tea, so that we can able to obtain the cross elasticity of demand. Yes, any questions?
So,
Yes, please.
is this exceptions to the law of demand? Are these exceptions to law of demand? This cross price elasticity?
No, law of demand applied here. See, it's not exception. Law of demand is applied.
Usually it's negative, right? So here we are seeing a positive. So is it an exception?
No. Cross elasticity of demand is positive. The end result, the degree is positive. Relationship is negative only.
Okay, sir.
And I told about this 2.5. Degree of change in these two measurement is positive. That means more than 1%. Sometimes this will come into equal to 1 also, less than 1 also. You got it?
Yes, sir.
But the relationship between the price and quantity demanded is positive. Inverse. For example, the price of tea from 10 to increased to 12. Quantity demanded previously 10, after it declined to
5.
5.
That example, yeah.
So both are having
Inverse, sir.
But what is going to happen is this increase in price of tea is going to boost up the demand for coffee, right?
Yes.
Yes. So here the price of coffee remains constant at 10 rupees. Previously, price of coffee was 10, now also 10. But the quantity demand for coffee increases by 15. Previously, it was 10. Now, people will think, the coffee sellers will think, either if it is a two different coffee sellers, they will also think why suddenly we got increase in the demand for the coffee. If the same seller is selling both tea and coffee, they can able to measure the loss in tea has been compensated on the sale of coffee. That is with respect to the business. But with respect to the economic analysis, if you want to measure the elasticity of what is the impact of this price change on the quantity demanded for substitutable commodity, I will once again repeat, for substitutable commodity and complementary commodity, the price of this particular commodity will affect the quantity demanded of the particular commodity, and it is also boosting up the quantity demanded of the other commodity or the related commodity. Such kind of cause and effect is called as cross elasticity of demand. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Now we'll move on to the third type. So third type is income elasticity of demand. As we have seen, two determinants of changes in the quantity demanded. First one is price, second one is price of the related commodities. We can also measure with the income of the consumer. When income of the consumer increases, what will be the quantity demand of the commodities?
Increase, sir.
Increase.
Vice versa. When income declines, QD also will decline. Not only for specific commodities, the whole commodities, whatever the consumer is buys, their quantity demanded will come down. Suppose if the overall economy's income drops, the aggregate demand of the whole nation will decline. That is for the macroeconomic perspective, but both will have a similar relationship. So when income increases by certain percentage, quantity demand also will increase by certain percentage. It is depends upon one commodity to another commodity. Sir, income increased by 10%. Quantity demand will also is necessary to increase by 10%, not necessary. Again, I am saying you, it is depends upon the commodity to commodity. Sir, my income has increased by 10%. Previously, I was used to get 1 lakh rupees. Now I am getting 1,10,000 rupees as my salary. The quantity demand of car will increase.
So can you come again?
Income has increased by 10%. Quantity demanded for car, four-wheeler will increase by 10% in the market?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
No, because it is a luxurious commodity. Even though if we are giving 20% hike in their salary, we could not able to afford to buy cars because it requires a lot of savings to afford to buy the car. So for such kind of commodity, okay sir, such commodity don't work. Sir, 10% of increment I got. 10% of my demand has increased by 10% for my medicines. Because you got extra income, you will buy extra medicines.
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
We used to, even if your income declines also, you have to take the prescribed level of medicine or quantity of medicine, and in case if the income is increased, then we have to take certain normal goods. For example, normally we used to go for monthly once for restaurant. In case when we get some 20% or 10% increment, we can increase our demand for going for hotels from one time to twice in a month. Or usually we'll buy, I used to buy yearly some 4 shirts for office. When I'm getting the additional 10% of income from when compared to last year to this year, then I will go for 2 more shirts of in my budget. I add some more in my budget for additional money for buying shirts. So like this, certain commodities will have certain increase. There we can able to measure the income elasticity of demand. But again, we have to check what is the nature of that particular commodity. Nature of the commodity is very, very essential when you are measuring the elasticity of demand, either for price elasticity, cross elasticity, and income elasticity. Cross elasticity we know very much because it is one we can measure only substitutable commodity and complementary commodity. Before I going for analysis of income elasticity, I'll also give you one example for complementary goods. The price of, can I write here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So price of petrol and quantity demand of petrol. Yes, we know if price increases, quantity demand for petrol
Decreases.
declines. In the same way, if you measure the price of bike and quantity demand for bike, here also we know the increase in price of bike, the quantity demanded will come down, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, but what has happened now, the present situation, the price of bike has not changed, constant. But the price of petrol has increased like anything, that is declining the quantity demand of purchase of or the quantity demand of petrol, and it is also declining the
Demand for bike.
demand for bike. So complementary commodities also we can measure price elasticity of demand. The same story we can apply in the formula cross elasticity of demand for complementary commodities. Previously we have used cross elasticity of demand for substitutable commodity. We can also mark as, suppose if you want to illustrate specifically whether it is applies for cross elasticity of demand for substitutable commodity or complementary commodity. So here we are measuring for complementary commodity. Very good. So percentage change in quantity demanded of, which one we are going to measure? Where is the end result has happened? Substitutable commodity.
Good one.
Quantity demanded where it was declined because of increase in the price of petrol.
Bike, sir.
Bike. So percentage change in quantity demanded of bike divided by percentage change in price of bike.
Petrol.
Price of petrol. This is with respect to the example of complementary goods. I hope you understood.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now, the income elasticity of demand is refers to changes in the quantity demanded of certain commodities with respect to changes in the income of the consumer. Both income of the consumer and quantity demanded is having positive relationship. When the income increases, the quantity demanded also increases. When income declines, quantity demand also will decline. How much income increases, how much quantity demand increases. How much income declines, how much quantity demanded declines. When we measure this, how much, that particular degree of responsiveness, which is cause, which is effect, causes from
Income.
income is the cause, and where is the result? Where is the effect?
Quantity
On the
demand.
demand.
Demanded. So we are going to measure what is the percentage of change in income, what is the percentage of change in the quantity demanded. When we measure, we can be able to find out the degree of responsiveness, whether the degree of responsiveness is less, degree of responsiveness is more. For certain commodities, the degree of responsiveness is more. For certain commodities, the degree of responsiveness is less. Sir, what is the necessity of reading and understanding, analyzing this much of effort we are putting to gain the knowledge of this elasticity? Because as you are a business people, if you are an entrepreneur, when you are become a business manager, you are going to handle such kind of problems in your business practice. That is what we are one by one we are measuring elaborately, because you are going to apply this elasticities in the practice. Suppose if you are a sales manager, what is first you have to understand what is the kind of product we are selling, we are handling, and what is the price changes is happening because of the market is determining the price of your commodity, or your cost of production is driving your price, and because of these changes in price, what is happening in the market, whether people are moving away from us because of increase in price, or what we can try to do to stimulate the price depends upon the degree of responsiveness. So after you change your price, then you will find out the degree of responsiveness. Am I right? Am I right or wrong? You're following? Students, you're following?
Yes, sir.
So I need answers. So suppose you are giving some 10% discount, that is reduction in price. Where the reflection will happen?
Quantity demanded.
Quantity demanded. 10% if you reduce the price, how many percentage of quantity demanded should increase? At least by 10%, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Suppose you are not measuring it. Sir, 10% I have given the discount for my goods and services. My boss is so happy because previously I used to sell 100 units because I got the special approval from my boss, and now I'm selling 1 or 2 units. 100 units, now I am selling 1 or 2 units. But price is, what is the percentage? 2%. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
2% increase in quantity demanded. But what is the percentage of change in price?
10%.
10%. Any boss will accept this? Hello? I asked you a question.
No, sir.
No, because we have to justify how much the amount of money we are giving the discount. We have to justify on the quantity of sales. So in this business practice, we are going to apply this practically in our business. All these elasticities we can apply, and we can check whether any changes in price, it is giving the fruitful changes on the quantity demanded, or on the reverse side, any increase in price, whether how much the damage of sales is happening. That means how much drop in sales is happening. If the drop is so high, then our price, then we need to put an appropriate strategies to solve the problem. Yes, of course, when the price increases, quantity demanded will come down. But that is common thing. This even the layman will say, when price increases, quantity demand will come down. As a business people, we have to understand how much the cost and how much the effect. If the cost and effect is equal, then we have to look for how we can make to reduce the effect. So 10% price is like that, 10% sales drop, then we have to apply some strategies to reduce that 10% loss to 7% or 8%. so that we can able to get the better volume of sales. And sir, I have reduced 10% of price, but I'm so happy that 7% sales has increased. No, that is not correct thing. At least a minimum it has to attain 10%, 10%. If you are a good manager, good sales manager, good entrepreneur, then you have to make this 10% drop in price. You have to create 12% of the tax. That means you have to make more effectiveness in quantity demanded. That is what the ultimate story of why we are analyzing this, the significance of this trend. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Now we are going to apply the income elasticity of demand. The income elasticity of demand, income elasticity of demand. Normally in economics, income will be denoted as Y. So either we can write income elasticity IED, or you can also write YED. In income, in economics, income is termed as Y. Okay. Now, YED, income elasticity of demand, is equal to the proportionate change in the quantity demanded. Proportionate change in the quantity demanded divided by proportionate change in the income of the consumer. Now here one question will come. Sir, there we used percentage change in quantity demanded. Here why proportionate change? Here also we are going to measure the percentage only. Since what is the relationship between income and quantity demanded? It is proportionate or disproportionate? It is positive or inverse?
Positive, sir.
Positive. So both the variable here we are measuring in the first one we have measured, first time we have measured price and quantity demanded. Both are inverse. Second one, price of related commodity and quantity demanded, inverse. Third one, income elasticity. We are not measuring price of related commodity. We are not measuring the price. We are going to keep both the things constant, and we are going to take the income of the consumer and quantity demand. Income of the consumer and quantity demanded. So here what is the relationship?
Positive, sir.
Direct relationship. Positive relationship or direct relationship. That is why we are using the term called proportionate change in quantity demanded with respect to the proportionate change in the income of the consumer. When income increases, quantity demand also will increase. Now the question will come, sir, what is the percentage of increase in income and what is the percentage of change in quantity demanded? What is the cause? What is the effect? What is the degree of responsiveness which happen on quantity demanded with respect to its change in income of the consumer? That is what we are going to measure. So suppose if we take an example of the proportionate change in quantity demanded. Suppose we take 20% change will happen. 20% changes happen in quantity demanded. 10% change has happened on the income. Income has changed by 10%. either increase or decrease. I'm not saying, I just told only change. I didn't say any increase or decline. This, but both will move in a same direction. We cannot say, sir, income increase, demand declines. No. Income has increased by, will also put, okay, first we will discuss this one. Now, what is the income elasticity of demand?
2.
2. Suppose, we didn't mention whether it is increase or decline. Now I will mention increase, income increased by 10% because of my quantity demanded of certain commodities has increased by 20%. For example, sir, I normally drink one time only coffee or tea. Now I started increasing. So monthly 30 times I will drink coffee. But now because of I got the increment of 10%, I am having affordability, so that I am plan to go for some 6 additional coffees per month. So whenever 6 means weekly once or twice, I will go for evening tea or coffee also. So that 20% demand has increased. So because of 10% increase in income, 20% quantity demanded has increased. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now, I will say one more example. Proportionate change in the quantity demanded. 10% increase in quantity demanded, 40% increase in income. Is it possible? You got a question, students?
No, sir.
Sorry? You got it? 10% proportionate change in quantity demanded is equal to 10%. Proportionate change in the income of the consumer is 40%. Can we measure the price elasticity, income elasticity? Can anyone tell me, calculate and tell me 10 divided by 40?
25, sir.
10 divided by 40?
0.5. 0.
0.25% is 25.
Yes, yes. So, income elasticity demand is 0.25. Yes. So, this is the degree of responsiveness. Correct. But this one, we have taken the real-time data. For example, I tell you, one fellow is getting 100 rupees as income. Here I write. Income is 100 rupees he is used to get. His quantity demanded, overall demand for his commodity is making it consumption. Consumption of 10 units, we'll take an example. Now, please listen, income has increased by 140 rupees. Am I right? What is this percentage?
40%.
Huh? What is
40%.
percentage?
40%.
40%. For 100 rupees, 40%. If you add, how much it become?
40 rupees.
140.
Huh? 40. 40. I added to the existing price. 100 plus 40?
140.
40.
140, income has increased. Very good. Previously, I used to get 100 rupees per day as income. Because of 40% increase in my income, now my current income is 140 rupees. But what is the data is saying about the increase in proportionate change in the quantity demanded 10%. Previously, how many quantities I used to get for 100 rupees? Income 10 units I used to consume, but I am consuming only 11 units now. Because what is the percentage change in my consumption? Quantity demanded?
10%.
We can put it as quantity demanded 10%. So it is 11 quantity. Now the question will come, sir, 100 rupees he is getting 10 units means 140 rupees he has to demand for 14 units, right? Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
No. No means why?
No, sir.
Now why?
Like you have said, not only medicines, it depends on your want on that time. The you know, luxury goods or
Yes.
inferior goods, we can say.
That is one valid point. Yes, of course. Because since I am getting 40% increase in my income, that is not necessarily I have to buy all 40% of income on quantity demanded. Definitely it will increase because both are having proportionate relationship, direct relationship. And as you told, who told that nature of the commodity?
Sir, Nivetha, sir.
So it is also
Inferior
depends upon the nature of the commodity, where we are spending our money, increase in money income. If it is a normal commodity, 40% increase will immediately reflect on the quantity demanded. But if it is on medicines, if it is on luxurious commodities, if it is on essential commodities, it won't reflect, but it will have a reflection. But in in medicines, we cannot expect reflection. But all other commodities, except inferior goods and essential goods, all other commodities will show the reflection, but the percentage of reflection will differ. That is one reason, depends upon the nature of the commodity. Second reason, sir, I got 40 rupees of increase in income. Is it necessary all my 40 rupees to be spent? There is an option.
Savings.
Very good. There is an option called savings. I will use for that 40% I got increment. Yes, good. I'll expand my quantity demanded by 10% of certain commodities. Remaining, I will save. So that there is a possibility of nature of the commodity, because if it is a high valued commodity, I can increase by only 10%. If it is a low valued commodity, even it will become 50%. My 40% increase in income will lead to increase in 50% of commodities consumption, because the price of the commodity is so cheaper, right? If it is luxurious commodity, as you told, depends upon the nature of the commodity, 40% increase, that is very big amount there. But if you measure in terms of rupees, that is only 40 rupees. 40 rupees what I can get, I will get only normal commodities I will buy. Luxurious commodity, how my income will reflect, there it won't reflect much. So the percentage of change in income, definitely it has a positive relationship, but the degree varies, depends upon the nature of the commodity and the consumer behavior.
Sir, it will also depend on supply, right?
As we are not getting into the supply now, but still I can answer your question. What is your question is? 1 minute. What is your question is?
Sir, the quantity demand will also depend on supply.
Quantity demanded, how it will depend
Even
on.
if you are earning more, people will start demanding more. Just think we are demanding more. So it
Yes.
might decrease, the supply might decrease. So even in that case, for that individual person, that might decrease. Like,
I'll repeat what is my understanding from your words. Suppose if income of the people increases or the one single consumer increases, that will positively increase the demand for the consumer. I mean, the quantity demanded will increase. That is first step, right? The next step, what you're saying?
so due to that, since there is a lot of demand, the supply will reduce. So relatively,
Supply
that will also
also,
decrease.
supply also will increase, you're saying.
No, the supply will decrease.
How the supply
Many
will,
would have taken.
the supply will not decrease, supply will remains constant. Price will,
What if it is a timely? What if it is a timely based goods, seasonal based? So even in that case, this will hold good, right?
which one? Timely good.
Sir, your voice is breaking. Can you come again?
No, I'll repeat once again what I understood from your words. When the price of when the income of the consumer increases, that will generate new quantity demanded in the market because of increase in income. That is right.
Yes, sir.
Because of that, what you're saying, it will create shortage in supply.
Yeah.
That is what you are trying to say,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. When there is an increase in income, that leads to increase the quantity demanded in the market for many commodities. For those commodities, shortage will happen. Because of the shortage, what will happen to the price?
It will increase.
Because here the excess demand over supply is there, so that the price of the commodity will move further more for certain commodities wherever the demand is going up. And on in connection with that, one more activity will happen. If the price increases, will it
Demand will
be,
come down.
no. If that is, demand will stabilize afterwards, but immediately it will attract the supplier, producer. Because of this increase in demand, it will attract the producer. So the producer will increase the supply, because when they are getting better prices, previously I got 10 rupees. Now because of people are having more income, so that they are demanding more. So the price of the commodity has increased. That increase in the price of the commodity, it is attract me, so that I will produce more and sell it in the market. And when I started selling more into the market, there one equilibrium will come. Price and I mean the demand and supply equilibrium. In that equilibrium, one common price will be determined on the intersection between demand and supply. That we are going to discuss in the forthcoming classes.
Okay, sir. So only these are the two determinants for such demand on income, where we have discussed for 10% increase in demand due to 40% increase in income. So only these nature of goods and savings are the determinants.
No. Actually, in practice, I told that example of savings. But here, that more possibility will be there. 90% of the possibilities will lies on the nature of the commodity only. Only 10% possibility will be there with respect to savings. For example, if you take individual cases, because we are studying about microeconomics. If you take individual cases, 10% if I get increment, all 10% I won't spend, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. What I will do, all 10% I will try to save. But even when sometimes what will happen, suddenly our we'll have more potential. No, so whatever we have put it in pending, purchase pending will be there. No, postponement. Last month we planned to buy one
say some pending items will be there. Okay, this month we'll buy, so that our quantity demand will increase. So 100% we cannot reflect the changes, will whatever happened on the quantity demand income will not reflect in the quantity demand. That's why the percentage will change, but definitely it has a proportionate change.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, fine. So I'll stop here. Next hour also I'm continuing. Next hour, when it will start? 3 o'clock, right?
3 o'clock, sir.
Yes, 3 o'clock. Please join back. Thank you. We'll
Thank you,
continue in
sir.
the next class. Okay, thank you.